Good morning and welcome to Admit One. I'm your host, Jonathan Kubiak. Today, we will be taking an in-depth look at the admissions process at today's featured university, the University of California, Berkeley. Today's big number is 74. This is not only the percentage of Berkeley students hailing from within California, but also represents the number of countries represented by international students in the college's class of 2024. Now for today's headlines. Northwestern University announced that Rebecca M. Blank will serve as the next president of the prestigious institution in Evanston, Illinois. Dr. Blank, a noted economist who has served as the chancellor of the University of Wisconsin at Madison since 2013, will be the first woman to hold the office in Northwestern's 170-year history. Before returning to academia, Dr. Blank served in the United States Department of Commerce for several years, eventually rising to Acretary Secretary of Commerce in the Obama administration. Elsewhere in the fold between policymakers and educators, Clemson University announced that alumnus, former UN ambassador, and former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley will receive a lifetime appointment to the school's Board of Trustees. Clemson's board consists of 13 total members, 6 of which are regularly determined by the South Carolina State Legislature. The other 7, including Haley, are selected by the school for permanent appointments. Prior to Haley's selection, the provision enabling lifetime appointments has been targeted by a pending lawsuit which contends that this system violates the South Carolina state constitution on permanent appointments. In Alabama, a 27-year-old man is left dead after an argument over the Alabama-Texas A&M college football game in which the top-ranked Crimson Tide fell to the Aggies for their first loss since 2019. Keeland Ahmad Pickens was shot several times after a disagreement over which team was better. The shooter, whose identity is known to police, remains at large. Student workers at Hamilton College have voted to unionize, a move toward forming a first-of-its-kind organization. The National Labor Relations Board counted a 25-20 vote in favor of the students' right to unionize on Tuesday. This decision marks the first victory for pro-union movements amongst college workers since the board struck down an order passed by the Trump administration that made them ineligible for collective bargaining. We are going to take a quick break. Stay tuned, and we will be right back after this message. Welcome back to Admit One. In place of an interview today, I will be breaking down the admissions process at one of the world's most renowned public universities, Berkeley. The flagship campus of the UC system describes its process as being two-tiered, wherein applicants must first satisfy base requirements before moving on to final selection. This is quite common among universities of Berkeley's size and caliber. Like other schools in the University of California system, prospective Berkeley students must complete the UC-specific application and pay a $70 fee. This fee is $80 for international students. Applicants who do not have a 3.0 GPA in, quote, A through G courses taken in the 10th and 11th grade years, a 3.4 GPA for non-residents, are generally disqualified, barring petitions made for extenuating circumstances. The UC system uses the A through G designation to refer to courses in social sciences, English, maths, science, second languages, visual and performing arts, and college preparatory electives. If these conditions are satisfied, applicants move on to the selection process, where their whole applications are read over by admissions officers, who measure the value of each student based on a variety of factors. These factors include 10th and 11th year grades, rigor of planned grade 12 courses, the number of AP, IB courses completed, and the scores on those exams, as well as the level of achievement in those courses in comparison to other applicants to the UC system from that student's school. One of the most important factors in Berkeley's selection process is the particular trend of grades over time. Consistent improvement weighs heavily in their decision-making. Berkeley stresses that they do not consider SAT or ACT scores in the application review process, but notes that standardized exams may be included if the applicant determines that they add value to their record. From a holistic admissions point of view, an applicant's academic record is considered in juxtaposition with their personal qualities, including leadership ability, originality, responsibility, and demonstrated care for others and their community and in general. Extracurricular involvement is judged on the time and depth of participation and helped project a student's, quote, likely contributions to the intellectual and cultural vitality of the campus, end quote, at UC Berkeley. Each of these elements are contextualized against one another in order to help admissions officers make their final decisions on admission. The school does not offer interviews of any kind and does not consider, quote, demonstrated interest, end quote, when evaluating candidates. That's all for today's episode. Thanks for watching.